put up a new intro. I hope you guys like that. It's something that my daughter did, and I was very impressed by it, and I love it. But anyway, welcome to Life and Times of Kato. I am your host, Jay Kato, and in today's segment, I want to discuss something it's a bit important to me. I actually took notes, which I normally do, but I took notes that I might actually lift up my phone to make my points because it's something that it's something that's very important to me. And I was watching. I'm a horror guy. I'm not a horror buff, but I like horror movies, and I'm entertained by them. But in doing so, I started to realize, what is it? What is it that I'm actually afraid of? Like, what am I fearful of? And it turns out that a couple of years ago, I had gotten pretty sick and hospitalized, and I was in the hospital for a while. And at that time, I went from my traditional walk around. I'm a tall, slim guy. I'm 6'1", and at that time, I was 147 pounds. That was my walk around, and I got really sick. And then the end result was I went all the way down to 115, and that was just me being hospitalized and going through my things and stuff like that. But I boosted back up to now 170. So in any event, I had gotten really sick, and it was I'm not gonna be one of those guys that tells you, oh, it was a life altering experience, which it was. And I still till this day take things, um, in vain, because it happens. We're all human. These are things that happen, but it was life altering enough for me to kind of like, oh shit, I almost died, right? Um, and it did bring perspectives for me for a lot of different things, which brings me to this. So what am I fearful of? And what I'm fearful of is especially now that I started doing this, what I'm fearful of is wasting away and doing and being someone irrelevant, being someone who doesn't have an impact in the world. And I'm gonna go into this because I don't want to miss the points that I'm making or miss the points that I want to make. So one of them is just kind of, being unimpactful, putting out things, you know, doing this, I'm putting these things out that help me become who I want to be. I want to be as authentic as I can be. I want to be in a place that I know exactly who I am. And that transitions not just in this video and on camera, but it transitions in life. Like I want to be able to know who I am in every sense of that meaning possible. I don't want to be in a place where I just disappear and just become irrelevant. And I don't think anybody's life is irrelevant. I'm not saying that everybody's impactful, in what they do for their family. So I don't want it to seem like I'm saying everybody else is irrelevant. That's not what it is. But because I'm doing this, I'm finding something that's enjoyable and something that I feel like I could potentially be good at. And I want to explore that. I want to explore what impact I can have in doing this outside of my day to day. I want to be bigger and better and not famous, but just really dig deep and find out who and what I am and what I'm capable of. And I don't want to leave this planet not trying to find out who and what I'm capable of. And that's the fear. The fear is just kind of wasting away into oblivion. And I didn't even try. I didn't even give it my all. And there's so many things that we've done in life. There's so many things that if you really think back through the course of your life, there's so many things that you could have done and so many things that you could think about and say, shit, man, I could have been good at that. I used to at one point when I was small, I wanted to be an astronaut, right? Which obviously didn't happen. But I did. I wanted to be an astronaut. And it turned out that as I grew older, I started to become more of a boxing fan. And I realized that I would have loved to be a boxer, but I never explored that. I still love the sport. I still watch it. I still kind of, you're there and you just kind of like, you make those moves. But I never explored that. I never took the time, the effort, the energy to put into it. And when you start to think about those things, when you start to apply those things and think about all the things that you could have done, all the things that you enjoy, all the things that, if you had put that time, energy, and effort, you could have been, you could have explored that portion of yourself. And in doing this, I feel like I have another shot. I have another opportunity to explore and do something that could potentially be huge, not just for me, but the people I speak to. And I don't want to not do that. I don't want to have another regret. I don't want to have oh man, I could have done this and I didn't. And that to me is very scary. And this whole conversation is basically based on that. And I'm pretty sure I can dig a little deeper. I mean, I have something more in the notes here. Let's see, what did I put here? Actually, no, I hit it all on the head. I made all the points that I wanted to make. Shit, I'm really impressed. I forget a lot of shit now, so it sometimes it's tough for me to make all the points that I want to make. I can't always do it because I don't remember, so I got to start writing shit down. That's what happens. But anyway, I made all the points it is that I wanted to make, and I didn't. And like I said, I want to be part of something larger, and even if I'm not, I want to at least try. I want to go out trying. I want to go out saying, shit, I did it and I explored it. I thought I'd be good at it. And it's either I wasn't or I was. And that's what I want to do. I'm going to leave it here. Again, I hope you guys like my new intro. My daughter, amazing little girl. She put that together. Thank you. Thank you for lending me your ears. Do what you do it well, do it the best way you know how. Jay Cotto, and I am out. Peace.